Hey, just wanted to finish up that reading very quickly because I ran out of time. Sorry. I mean, most readings take at least 20 minutes. So yeah. So I just want to finish this up. I'm noticing on a second look through, you do have a lot of lunar stuff kind of going around. Um, and again, that sort of speaks to, I mean, you could see it as speaking to illusion and sort of things being hidden that you're not quite sure of. But it also is mostly known for being the planet of fluctuation. Um, and so it's sort of, I don't know, I think it sort of speaks to the going back and forth business in terms of the issue at large. I don't think you're really sure how to feel about all this. I don't know. It's Again, it totally boils down to whether or not this reading is mostly about you or mostly about this guy here. Um, you know, Again, younger person, sort of adventurous, likes to go places. Um, he's also sort of connected to the Six of Wands that I mentioned here, this sense of pride and also success over some sort of obstacle. Like, in some ways, I think you may feel like you've subdued this person in a way, like you've maybe had to talk them down, or like you've encouraged them in a way that you think you're helping them get on the right track again. And I think in that case, the Six of Discs, your immediate future, shows that you're going to continue to have a sort of some sort of relationship with this person, not a relationship in the sense that it's, you know, a romantic relationship of any kind, or even much of a social. Well, it's sort of a social one. It's a helping relationship. It's sort of um, giving back. Or it's sort of like, maybe using your perspectives to sort of help this person out. Because I do feel like something big has happened, as I've said before, and again, it's sort of something that you feel you have control over. You feel like you are able to resolve it, but you haven't quite yet, perhaps. And I then that sort of brings the Magus into a different light as your, excuse me, higher self, your intuitive demands. In that case, the Magus is more a power of communication, and I think the Magus in that sense can represent, like I was just saying, your unique perspective, and sort of using that to help the situation, to help whoever it is that needs help. You have a specific viewpoint and a specific way of phrasing that viewpoint, and I think being a power of communication, that's important here. Mercury has no other real influence in this reading, and the Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands will be difficult to talk down in any way. Maybe you've already experienced this. They're a very headstrong person, but you are too. And so, I think that I don't think it'll actually be that confrontational, because the other thing about the Prince of Wands is that they're a nice enough guy that they sort of know when they're doing something bad, and I don't think that they're going to necessarily lash out. It's going to be whatever business you have with this person in the future is going to continue to be very balanced, and I think beneficial for both of you in a way. There's a reciprocity to that Six of Discs business. But then the Prince of Swords as your ultimate outcome is sort of interesting then, this guy here. And being a prince, he's sort of connected to the Prince of Wands in that sense too. And I get the sense that, maybe what I was saying before about the Prince of Swords is more about the Prince of Wands, the fire guy. So, he's going to be the one, I think, who also will have a lot of thinking to do and a lot of wrestling with personal demons. And it will be, so it's going to sort of be, I'm just going to say if it's like a drug addiction problem, it's going to be really hard. Like, I think the Prince of Swords card for me, oddly enough, sort of represents, in this situation, sort of like the withdrawal moment. It's sort of bleak, and your mind sort of is racing, trying to find you that fix in a way, and you sort of come up with all sorts of crazy ideas to get that fix. And I sort of think that that's what the overall outcome is. It will be very difficult for this person or for both of you to kind of figure out what's right, as I was saying before. The Seven of Swords kind of coloring it does show that there will be individuals who will try to influence the situation in a very specific direction, probably in one that is more morally positive. Not necessarily, I mean, well, moral, take the word moral with a grain of salt, but in general, more socially acceptable. And I think the Princess of Discs, the Princess of Discs is sort of the student card for me, as far as someone who really needs to learn something important, and she's ready to receive a very important message or instruction. And, in some sense, that might represent the need to sort of retrain the body to sort of get off this addictiveness or whatever. I'm sort of unsure, and I hate to be unsure because that's why you come for a tarot reading. But again, this is sort of very general. I think what's particularly important is how you deal with it now. I do think that you have a tremendous amount of power to influence this situation, and you have to do it delicately. Don't go in with guns blazing, because I think part of you wants to, and I wouldn't. That's not quite appropriate, nor is it going to work. I think, again, part of you also knows that too. I think part of you knows that you sort of have to deal with it delicately, but part of you also is sort of aggressive, sort of on a warpath. It's interesting. Yeah, be careful. I say that a lot in readings. Be careful. um, so yeah, if you have any thoughts, feedback, please let me know. Okay. Bye.